Good afternoon and welcome back to the UCI World Cup in Valbirse, Switzerland. This is the exciting time of the year. It's the World Cup Trial Series, first event of a busy calendar this year. This is some of the people during the highlights of the semi-finals and quarter-finals that took place over this weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and then of course today, Sunday, you're here for the finals. Absolutely blistering hot weather in Valbirse, this small region in the northwest of Switzerland, the Jura region. It's about 4,000 people that live in this wonderful village that's hosting the UCI Trials World Cup.
Oh yes, and we've had the women's elite riders go, we've had the men's 26-inch go, and now we have the men's final 20-inch. This is one of my personal favourites. I do love watching the 20-inch riders. And let's see how the finalists do compared to the 26. Obviously, a little bit smaller bikes, a little bit more nimble, can be a little bit more technical. Only one rider made one clean in the 26, which was Jack Carthy, your winner. And judging by the qualifying results, incredibly close. We're talking like the qualifying at 470 was to 7 and 570 was number one. So 100 points between sixth and first. So we have Lucien Lesser from Switzerland there with the red bike representing Switzerland, his home crowd.
Yeah, a very big spread of the nationalities. Usually, obviously, it's dominated with the Spanish, but we have Switzerland, Mr. Thomas Peckacker there, representing Austria, previous world champion of the 20-inch. We also have Alejandro Montalvo from Spain. We have Eloy Palau. I think Eloy is going to be the next onto the stage by the looks of it. Usually, it's the Spanish who sit in the top three spot, but there is one man who knocked into that top three positioning, we'll introduce shortly. Looks like coming up onto the stage next, qualifying in the third position is
Borja Conejos, riding for Clean Bikes. You can see there on the white carbon bike, and he's representing Spain.
Yep, next up onto the stage is a force who's coming through and really developing every year, as we see. It's Mr. Robin Pachati from France.
Yes, nice to see him up there in the top three.
Yeah, qualifying in second position. I believe that's his best qualifying position in a World Cup series.
Put on quite a show in our previous World Cup back in November in France. And there you have the qualifying first, wearing that rainbow jersey, Alejandro Montalvo for Spain. So riders just getting that final little before they the observers kick off the official start, and they'll have roughly a couple of minutes to just take a quick look at the section one last time. So quick reminder, if you're just joining us here as well, there are 5 sections and there are 6 gates per section with 2 minutes for them to get through each section.
Yeah, and also if you've only just joined this one, I've not done a very good job of introducing myself. My name is Mr. Tom Hutley, and I'm with my colleague Matt Pengeli. We represent Shindig Media, which is a trials outlet which helps promote some of the riders within the sport that's obviously held by the UCI trials here. So the UCI are putting on this wondrous stream so we can see exactly what this sport is about, and we're here to help hopefully explain a bit more about how it all works. Because trials is a wonderful sport. It is. It's fantastic to spectate as well as ride itself.
And if you guys have any questions, you want to join in some of the conversation, if you head over to the Shindig YouTube on the chat there, we've got a live chat for you guys to get involved in. Feel free to ask us questions. Say hello. Let us know you're there, and we'll say hello to you. And we just had Andre Burton join the chat too. So shout out to Andre. Is at a competition. There's a British one going on, and some of our other local fans here on the chat. So just as we saying, we're having a quick look at section number 1, the riders doing a final walkthrough.
If you didn't get a chance as well, do go back and check out how the women's elite got on with these sections as well as the men's 26, because it's not uncommon. You think, well, smaller bikes, surely they're not going to be as able as the larger bikes, but sometimes the 20-inch can get through the sections better than the 26. So it's going to be very interesting to see the point spread here. We only had one rider of the 26-inch make clean section, and that was Jack Carpy. He got through 2 of the sections clean. Be interested to see if any of the 20-inch riders will be able to do that.
And they'll be riding the exact same gates as the 26 was. So I know the females, they changed the gates, but the 20-inch will be riding identical gates to the 26. So if you followed us there, you already have a good understanding of some of the course. So just lining up Lucien Lesser for Switzerland. He's going to be one of the home crowd favourites. He's actually there. You can see he's running a dual disc setup. I didn't check if that's the only rider in the finals that is, but primarily in 20, we're running a front rim brake. You get the power and the bite, and then a rear disc for that kind of modulation.
Yeah, so it looks like he's going to get ready to go into the section now. If you're only just tuning in for us, this is trials. They have to get through 6 gates in the section in 2 minutes. Each gate is worth 10 points.
Yeah, so a total of 300 points
across all 5 sections.
Yeah. So you can see here, first 20-inch rider through, Lessien for Switzerland. Now, some of these moves looked pretty big on 26, so they're going to be even bigger on a 20-inch. Gone for the hook, straight through, well done.
Wow, that was huge for some of our 26-inch riders. Some of them have to take multiple attempts to get that. Maybe just the shorter bike in the hook position, just a little bit neater, I guess. Oh, it looks like he could have switched that there. I think he kind of got to the front and just thought, well, does it quite switch? I don't know.
A little bit too hesitant there, so you can hear the crowd really getting behind this.
One of the loudest crowds. What on earth happened there?
Do you know what? Because there's no... The other riders were using the first beam to bounce through, but these guys are having to bounce in the mulch.
Yeah, I think as a 20-inch rider, your point of takeoff is a little bit closer than it would be for the 20-inch.
Oh, this is going to tire him out as well. Oh, no. Get behind him.
It's some of the loudest crowd reaction we've had. I think, obviously, the Swiss locals are loving this. And he's through. He's switched.
Nice.
Right. The disc brake's going to work perfectly here. It allows him to modulate his way down that slope there. Other riders with the rim brakes, it's not as precise on those down slopes. Lovely switch through.
Yeah, so that'll be 30 points for Lucien, and he's only got 20 seconds left to go. So he's going to try and want to get as many more gates as he can. So up onto that. Now the 26ers were struggling with this gap. He's going to want to get that. Come on. Yeah.
Oh, it's a big gap.
Fantastic effort there.
It's a very powerful gap there, yeah. About half the 26-inch riders did manage to get that versus some who didn't. But 26, there's more bike you can throw at it to grab. You know, there's more tyre that can contact and possibly give you some grip. 20-inch, oh, it's just that much smaller. I reckon this man probably won't struggle with this gap. The original Austrian powerhouse, limbering up, tree trunk of a man.
Thomas the Tank. Yes.
A previous world champion in this this lineup of 6 qualifiers for this finals. 4 of them have graced the rainbow jersey previously. There's a lot more variation between who is current champion. Where Jack's generally dominated the 26, it kind of flip-flops a lot more between the 20-inch.
Yes, it's going to be a very, very close race. So opting for the static approach, but making light work of it. As we say, so much power Thomas has. And now up to 1B. Bang. It should be 1C. 10 points for Thomas. So how's Thomas going to attack this? Probably from the hook as well. He's a left footer. No, he's right-footed.
Well.
Sorry, yeah, he's right-footed, so he's not quite playing to his.
That was quite close, I think, with where his rear wheel went so far across. It almost could have, the centre line of the bike could have gone outside the gate there, but they didn't call it, so that's good.
Yeah. And here we are. So Thomas opting for the gap with a little. Oh, he's had to take another penalty point there. So I think that's a total of 3 dabs.
Yeah, the only part of the bike that can be in any contact with the section or the obstacles is the tyres. This is UCI rules. Lovely switch there. Yeah, so what will then happens if a foot goes down or if any part of the bike that is not the tyres, you don't get the points for that gate that you are attempting. But you can continue on through and hopefully pick up more points later on. So he's only got 10 points so far. Can he get it on this big gap? He's got the time.
Yeah. Just over 30 seconds to go. He's got the power as well.
Oh,
How did he hold that?
Wow.
What? That grip. And look at the size.
Staying on the rear wheel.
He's going to have to French it. Oh, so what they've done
I
for 20,
see.
they've
Yeah.
actually put a block at the top for them to hook
I
the front
see,
wheel.
yeah.
Because actually, it might be near impossible otherwise.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we can
because it's
see-
just so smooth. There's nothing for the bike to grip onto. And as soon as you put any form of weight on top of the tyres to try and get yourself out of a compromised position,
Yeah.
the bike will just slip away from underneath you. Aloy Palau, current European champion. That's the jersey that he's wearing there.
Yeah, and a
Awesome.
previous world champion. You can see the little rainbow accents on his sleeves there. So, just last few seconds of preparation for Eloy, the Spanish rider. He's riding an aluminium Comas trials bike. And opting for the roll-up approach, switching through. Bong, bang, bang. That's 1A, 1B, and then that stump there is 1C, 10 points. Slightly different approach, going from because he's right-footed, similar to, he's not going to want to take a dab, so how's he getting plenty of run-up for this one? Oh, wow!
Wow.
He wasn't even on top of it.
No, that was on the side, but he would have to kind of hop his way up to the top.
Didn't
He was to
phase
hold
him,
that.
though. Going for a second attempt.
There he is.
Look at that.
Wow. And remember, we saw the larger wheels struggle with that. That just shows you how powerful some of these riders are.
A lot more body movement, but got to get out the end. There we go. So that's another 10 points.
How is
So-
he going to approach this? Is he going to
Yeah,
hop
he's
over
going
or is he going to go
static.
from the block? I think he's
think-
going to hop over, yeah. I think with the 20 inch just allows you to get that little bit closer. The 26 would not be able to take off from the bark.
Yeah, so I think now he's going to start on there and drop down to
he's
go
going
up.
from the bark.
Oh, he is! Wow! Staying in the...
Oh,
to
no.
5. Very unfortunate there for Eloy. Only 20
Eloy.
points. There we go, because they've got to hold it on that. Not only is that an incredibly large gap, but with that tape either side, they have to stay on that beam. They've got to roll down.
We've seen this. This has been the same repetition, I think, because of how the sections are designed, both in the women's and the men's 26. Some of the favourites have been caught out of the very first section and getting quite low scores in the first section, and that set the precedent for the whole rest of the competition. So, interesting to see if Aloy will be able to recover from that.
All right, Borja Conejos now, also for Spain, the clean factory rider. So,
Very quickly through that.
yeah, they're obviously going back down and through that one does eat away a bit of time, but maybe it saves energy. You know, there's the challenge here that's, do you just go use more energy and go faster, or preserve the energy and go slower? So it is a lot of tactics involved. A lot of tactics. Just made it through on that one. So how will Borja attack this? Really interesting to see so many different techniques. Riders will stick to what they feel most comfortable with, what they believe they'll make first time. Nice. So
See, he went
holding
from the
it.
bark rather than the
Yeah,
big gap.
getting that little bit closer. Going into the hook. So Thomas front to backed it, but
It just takes a little bit more time, but there is a lot more control and safety by landing in the
probably
hook.
take a breather too, you
Yeah.
know. Conserving that energy. So now the next one, I know Luke was, so not this one, Luke, with the mushroom. It's actually the next one. There's a bit of...
No, this one's got a red block on it as well.
Oh, it's red block.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it was deceiving.
I
Yes.
think in some ways this one, I don't know if it affects because your front wheel wants to roll up it, I guess.
Oh, yes, you can just see
You
his
have to
front.
you have to almost gap further to get your front wheel over, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Before, with some of those big gaps, what happens is the wheels kind of skim so close, you can kind of, not quite Frenchy, but slide it into position. But now you have to gap over onto that block. Oh, yeah, that block's making it difficult. I think it would be difficult without, but it still presents its own challenges. Come on, Borja.
Come on, Borja. Just got to get that front wheel over.
Oh,
not
it's
enough.
Huge.
I wonder if it even getting the front there, because there's so much, well, gravity. So much gravity is the same.
Well, he's got 30 points, which puts him at the same top score with Lucien Letzer. And then you have Aloy and Thomas Pakaka on 20 points.
Oh,
So
how would you attack it, Matty P? Oh, I'd just roll up to it. No, actually, I'm not really sure.
you would do the Andre Burton, you would do it in the semi-finals.
Yes.
You've done that in the semi-finals.
Yeah, I would do it beforehand with no pressure.
Right, Robin Bacciazzi, this is a powerful man. I think he should have no problems here.
Yeah, so really great to see a French rider in the mix here in the finals.
On the French bike, the
A
Azonis.
lot of power. You can just see the speed he's coming through now. I think he's going to go for the. He's going to bounce to front with this.
Or maybe we'll go rolling.
No, he's going to roll to front.
Oh, bounce.
Bounce. Look at that!
From the
Wow.
floor.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to turn on it, but I think he's going to take the safety move. He was eyeing up the turn, and because you have to get out of the gate just to the side there. Held. No, he took the dab there.
So does that mean he won't get the points for this one? He's got the 10 points.
Yeah, so he won't get the points for this one now. That's gutting.
He's going to gap from the. Is he? No, he's going to bounce into it. Bouncing.
He
Oh,
made that look
lovely
so
swap.
very upright when he done that.
Yeah. Slightly different bike this round. Last time we saw him on a Krukers, now on a Zonnies, another French brand. Did actually make that look quite casual, is the word I'll use. It's not easy, just casual. Now, let's see. We haven't got... Let's see if he can get
I
up
think
to
he's
this
got
top.
the power for this. He looked like he made it there, but he just somehow bounced
Yeah,
back
so
off.
that explains why we saw Thomas make it. His front wheel was hooked and we were confused. Because that red is the same colour as
Everyone's
the...
going nuts. Can you hear the crowd get behind him? And Robin. He's
There
in.
he is, locked in, switching out. Yes, great. Keeping it on the back wheel. Don't want to fall into that water feature. So 20 seconds to go. Oh!
You see what that does, though? The bike doesn't fit.
The underhang
Yeah. It
might
pulled him down.
pull them away.
It'd be interesting to see the replay on that if that's what actually happened there.
Yeah, great ride from Robin.
But by getting that gap, he has got himself into 30 points territory. So although he did make an error on the first gate, or the second gate rather, by getting this big gap has ensured he's keeping up the pace with everyone else.
Yeah.
So currently a tie between himself, Borja and Lucien, all on 30 points.
So last rider to go through section number 1, Alejandro Montalvo.
This is a man who he's really separated and defined himself against Aloy and Borja. There was a point when it was very even Stevens between Aloy, Borja and Alejandro. They were all much against the same pace, but I don't know what Alejandro's done over the years, but he's kind of just gone, see you guys later, I've got another gear, I have places to be, and that's how he's been a bit more consistent. He's been able to be that rainbow jersey for a couple of years running now. And
Of someone we've seen him really come up through the ranks over the years, having watched him as a youngster, and now look at him with all of the rainbow colours on his bike and jersey. Lovely technique. So went for the hook with his right foot forward.
How did he end up so far right along the beam?
Le Crab.
It bounced. Le Crab.
Le Crab. Really, really great technique from Alejandro there, but he's got to get back up. So I'm sure he wanted to stay on that for sure.
He knows he's got to get 30 points at least, just to kind of ensure yourself. I'm sure he'd want to get 40 though, just to give him a good lead, much like Mr. Carthy did in the 26. It's within his ability. I think he's got the power to get as far as what Robin did.
You can hear the wind coming through a little bit as well.
Yeah.
It definitely is windy there.
Very nice.
Holding it.
Is he going to go for the switch, or is he going to go straight into
I reckon
a
it's a hook. I think it'll be a hook. Yeah. Yeah, switching to back wheel, beautifully done. Very much, he's quite acclimatized to those static hooks. A lot of Spanish riders are. So it's 40 seconds to go, 30 points.
Yeah, so he's on the same points as a lot of his other colleagues, so Lucien, Borjan, Robin.
This is where it's going to separate from the rest.
Straight
First
in.
time. Beautiful work from Alejandro.
No,
Through that.
It's 4A, BC, so that's the 40 points. So that's giving him the lead. He is now our race leader.
But is he going to want to solidify this lead by making this section?
You see,
I don't think that's possible.
no, maybe there's a certain angle that could hold it, but
Even with that short frame bike, his back wheel was like jammed underneath that. So I think we may have seen the maximum scoring that many of the riders could have got. So yeah, so on to section number 2. And again, very, very close. The leader's only in 40. Second position is joint with Borja, Robin and Lucien on 30. Eloy and Thomas on 20. So literally there's 20 points from the bottom to the top. Lucien Lassanau. Wow, made that really casual, put all the power down.
yeah, the best score we had in this section with the 26-inch was 50 points, and that was a little bit more consistent. But it'd be interesting to see if any of our riders can get through there.
Really hanging on that hook. There's a lot of room. There's a lot of room in the gate, but there's obviously going to be only a couple of moves to get you up there. So now making his way up to the next rock.
Yeah, there's a 2A and 2B
You
in
can
this section.
see on the top of the rock there's a little bit of tape just to his left-hand side. So it's probably about 30 centimetres of space to get through that and then up to the gondola. And he's going to want to lift his front wheel a little bit more than that. That would be a face plant. Come on, Lessian. You can see, you can just hear the crowd really, really behind him. It's getting tough. It's getting tough.
Yeah, he had very good points on the first section. Not normally a rider we see in the qualifiers.
Oh, it's a good 3 or 4 attempts now. Time is ticking. Remember, they only have 2 minutes to do the whole section. So only 30 seconds left. This has really, really challenged our elite riders today.
Yeah, it's been a very tough setup of competition. It's really at the top of the abilities. But interestingly, it's I think every rider has had their own challenges at different points in this course. It's not like there's one obstacle that's catching one rider out. There's a whole multitude of obstacles that are just balancing each of our riders.
All right, so down through there, you had to use the dab, so won't get the points there, unfortunately, and his time is up. Only 10 points for Lucien, but fantastic effort. Up next will be Thomas Pekacher. You can see last few moments to think about where he's going and what he's doing. The Austrian rider. No strangers to some of the finals. It's probably one of the most experienced finalists we're having in today's finals. But how will he get through? How will he do? Serious power, Thomas. You can see he's just trying to get into that hooking motion. Slightly different angle. So Lessian needs to try and make like a 90-degree turn if he can, maybe 45-degree.
You can see Eloy and Alejandro looking in the background, just
Flicking
surveying
through.
all the angles.
Yeah, this is why there's a benefit to letting the other riders go before you. Nice and composed, chilling out.
It's a difficult one to stick.
You know,
Is it just our riders? Is this going to be challenging for Borja and Eloy and Alejandro? I don't know. it's quite hard to see what the condition is on top, but he's
I
done
think
it.
it's that tape that's putting them off, you see. They're just trying to avoid it. That's the main thing, really, and if you've got that in your mind. Now he's got to get up on the gates just in front of him there, so that's A. B is up to that, and C is at the very top of the gondola.
Yeah, just a reminder as for some of our viewers.
It's just
How did that
recovering.
hold?
Yeah.
That wanted to twist his stem out.
I know,
I hope his stem bolts were tight. 'Cause
The steerer could have been loose.
can he hold it? He's going to have to go around now. Yeah, so just a reminder, so there's 6 gates in each section, but they can be separated into A, B, C, and D gates. And the riders must get all of those individual gates to get the points for that numbered gate.
It's going to tire him out, having to take a completely another approach. But we want to see him get on the top of that gondola. Yes. Everyone giving him a wave. He's flying through now. He knows he doesn't have much time. 15 seconds to go. I think he's going to call it.
You know, I think the lactic acid he could build up inside of those muscles, like...
Yeah, the bigger the muscle, the more lactic acid, right?
Yeah, that could, like, feed a family for a year, I think.
Yeah. Well done, Thomas. Great ride. But, you know, as I say, are we going to get any cleans?
Yeah, you can really see the wind playing its point there. You can hear it on the microphone. The observer's just saying stop, we'll just wait, get everything ready. A lot of these riders are really quick, want to get themselves in the section as quick as possible. And they're tricky sections. The time is against them. Most of the riders complained that time was the issue in the semi-finals. The obstacles weren't, you know, that challenging. It was just the time element to it. It's a much tougher ride now in the finals. Switching through, lovely flying Frenchie there from Eloy Palau.
So will he do better than Thomas, who scored 30? He's going to want to get a bit more.
Huge gap. That sticks quite nicely.
Yeah, look, you can just see it using every bit of angle and crevice of that rock. Yeah, rolling on through that. So minute 30 left. 10 points so far. So that was one. First time.
To rear, wow.
Yeah, there's no messing about. Flicking through there. 20 points for Eloy now.
Yeah, for the Comas rider. He's riding the 20-inch Comas. You can see that written on his shorts. Brandon's obviously a famous trials rider, Danny Comas, huge competition rider on the scene years before. So getting the support.
Now he needs to hold it on there if he can. So he's got to flip and then somehow hold it.
If he
Will
can
he
do
hold
that,
it?
that's
Yes!
going to save a lot of time.
A lot of time gapping to the top. There he goes.
He's around the back of the gate, though, so he's got to get himself back
look.
around. There we go.
Doing a dance. Beautiful on top.
Yeah.
Just to make it that little bit more tricky, actually. So 35 seconds to go. So 20 points so far. 30 points now. So that's put him on the same.
Just gone round the outside of that gate by the looks of it.
So that puts him on the same score as Thomas.
I'm sorry, Eloy, I saw that from where I was sat as well, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But very good score, though. Very good score.
All right, next is another Spanish rider. See a little swap there. You can see getting his body weight, huge gap to front, modulating that front wheel, wrong side of the gate, had to do a little dance.
Yeah, it's lucky they've put the gate smaller than that, because otherwise if it was wider, there'd be not many ways of going back around it. Borja Conejos of Spain, another previous world champion, once had the rainbow jersey before. Let's see how he can get on. He's currently on 30 points, so would like to be able to get him.
Yeah, he's going to want to beat his. Despite them being from the same country, they're kind of teammates, but here is an individual sport, so they want to get more points. So 10 points for Borja now.
He's also great, Borja, for just coming up with some of the most creative and crazy lines within the World Cups. Hopefully we'll see some of that today.
That we just got shown that. You see that? What, 3 different positions to get through that gate?
It's so risky because each one of those could just that's just someone who knows the size and dimensions of the bike perfectly. They can look at the rock and say, I'm going to place it here, here, and here, and the bash is not going to touch. I'm not going to slip. It's going to be fine. Can he do this gap, and can he hold it once he gets up there?
Yeah, bad crash at the weekend as well from Borja.
Ah.
Yeah, he did have quite a nasty crash on the weekend, diving into a beam. So
Yes, yeah, that did almost affect his
Yeah.
opportunity for the semi-finals.
Yeah, so-
that is why he's not in the top 3 potentially.
so here we go. Getting see.
That is the twister. Did it twist his bars? It's
No,
twist
the
everyone's.
wheel actually moved with it. So it almost happened to Thomas.
It happened to Charlie Rolls earlier.
So
That shows you just the lateral stresses that are going through the bikes. It's not just straight moves. They're having
Yeah.
to throw themselves at a weird angle and hoping that the bike just sticks.
and any bit of movement, too much to the left, too much to the right, it's going to completely affect it. So Robin Bachati now.
France. He's got his levers really quite far to the ground. I know he's obviously got the bars tilted forwards. And if you've never seen trials before, you think, well, that angle of handlebars just looks so wrong, but it's largely optimized. So when he's on the rear wheel, it's perfect.
Yeah, he can get that chest down even closer to the front wheel. It's partly why a lot of the riders didn't. No, he got through the gate. Yeah, sorry, I thought I saw his back wheel miss that one then. So how will Robin attack this one? Lovely.
With a full English.
Yeah, well, so full English breakfast is what we were told some of the Europeans came up with when you hook, you jump to your front wheel, then jump to the back from a rolling hook position. Good time so far for Robin.
Hooked in perfectly. Wow.
Needs to hold it though. Got to keep it on the back wheel. Yeah, lovely turn.
Come on.
Ooh.
Keeps on the
Keeps it
correct
on-
side.
Yeah, flicking through. Lovely ride from the Frenchman. Lovely, lovely work. Now, that should give him, that's the 30 points. Just over 45 seconds to go. Let's see this next part. He's going to have to take a second run up. You can see very dusty ground, though. No one's going to be wanting to get that on their rim brakes.
Oh,
So
it
he's
was
gonna-
there.
It's really
almost
close.
there.
Needs to get this.
Yes, Robin.
Beautiful work.
That gives him the best points so far in this section, I believe. I think
Yeah,
that's into the 40.
that'll put him ahead. So he is ahead now.
Ali, the crowd shouts.
Yeah.
Go, 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 Robin.
50 points for him now.
Has he got the time? I think he's just out of time there to get that
That's a
large rock.
good run from Robin. It's just
Yeah.
put him ahead. I think he's going to be really pleased.
We didn't see any of the riders get 60 points on the 26. Jack just managed to get out of this section, but he was just out of time. So that shows you how fast Robin was moving.
See, a lot of first tries there, which put him just ahead. That helped him with his time. Look at that. Beautiful. I wonder who gets that gondolier afterwards. Does it go back into service? I wonder. With the tyre marks on it, people getting very confused. So the last rider for section number 2, Alejandro Montalvo.
Yeah, he's already on 40 points here, so if he can do that same performance as Robin, that will put him on 90 points.
Nicely.
Maybe he can clean it, who knows?
Beautiful rolling Frenchie there, as we call, where they run up and tap the front wheel.
Yeah, so no front brake was used on the front wheel there. It's a real quick move.
It's going to take a little up to 2. Poofing on through. Rolling on through here. So that'll be 10 points for Alejandro. And then
How will he approach this rock?
straight up.
It's just
Beautifully
amazing
done.
how some of these riders can make it work. They just fit in perfectly. And I think that just is really what separates these riders. Just more time on the bike, knowing how the bike fits and being able to visualize it. Because remember, these riders can't demo these sections beforehand. They might have had a similar setup in the semi-finals, but they can't ride
Yep.
these
There's
beforehand.
no test runs. No test runs available. It's the run and that's it. One go as well. In the semis, they get 2 laps, not in the final. Oh, look at that back wheel placement. He's got to get it right. Oh, well
Of course he
composed.
will.
Pins it. pins it. Dropping down through, so that should be another 10 points for Alejandro. 30 points now.
Very nice.
Lovely hook, really nicely done. You can see, so 40 points so far for Alejandro. You can see, got to stay in the tape either side of that. Rolling on through.
Yeah, I wonder why he wouldn't go for the gap. You'd think that'd be the quicker, more efficient result. Can he get up this huge hook and out? Carthy nearly did it. I don't think he's got the time. It'd be incredible if he does. No. Gets the 50 points. That puts him on 90, so he is our race leader so far.
And there's a decision to be made at that point, isn't there, Tom? Because if you think you've only got a few seconds left, do you just go full blast for the last gate and potentially hurt yourself, or do you conserve your energy and not go for it? So important decisions to be made.
Yeah, especially like in the first two sections. It's for some of the top riders, I think they like the idea. If they can gain a margin, they will try and go for that. So Alejandro there in the first place, 90 points there. Robin Pachatti is in second with 80 points. And currently joint third place between Borja Eloy and Thomas Pekaka, all on 50 points.
So again, there's still still 3 sections to go. Lucien's doing his last minute run through in his mind, and I'm sure the crowd will be getting behind him.
Yeah, Swiss favourite. We nearly also had another Swiss rider qualify for the 26-inch, Vito Gonzalez, who was in 7th position, just narrowly missing out on the top 6 that would go through to the final. But I think there's a big crowd support for the Swiss, naturally. Home turf in this northwestern region of Switzerland. Come on, Lucien. Just using that skinny beam. That's it, there we go, switching it through, lovely to rear. And then to get the points, you've got to go down that beam, that's it, that gets him the 10 points. So those 3 moves, it's 1A, B, and C to be able to get 10 points.
So just over a minute left to go for Lucien.
Yeah, for gate 2, there's comprised of 2 gates, so gate 2A and 2B. Just doesn't quite fit that well.
He has got the 10 points for the other gate, though, right?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, I think it's a bit of a slow to update. Lucien, yes.
Yes. Nice recovery there on the back wheel as well, because that was so tough.
That'll be him on to 20 points. Now, gate 3 is comprised of 3 sub-gates, so it's going to be 3A, B, and C.
So that's going to be A. Oh, yes. Nice recovery just to get to the top.
Yep.
We saw earlier, look at the angle of this, is so tough. He's probably going to get into that hooking position and then going to want to get... Look, his toe is just millimeters from that block. Gets through it, yeah.
Now on for the big side up. Will any of the 20-inch riders
I'm going to say
this?
It's going to be dabbed.
He's out of time there, but he got the 30 points. That's a good score.
Great ride for Lucien there. Lucien Lessier. It sounds like a superhero name, doesn't it? Yeah.
I guess it's just the alliteration there, isn't it?
Most superhero names are alliterated, I suppose. So the superhero that is Lucien. And next up, we're going to have Thomas Pekaka from Austria. So pretty close, very close.
Yeah, best score on this in section 3 that we are in now was with Jack Carthy on the 26. He got a clean run for it. Oliver Waitman and Charlie Rolls getting 50 points there. So it'd be interesting to see if any of our 20-inch riders will be able to get a full 60 points.
So that takeoff as well, not only is that just a really, really narrow gate, look at the takeoff.
Yeah, to get, as much speed, you want to use as much of that beam as possible. First time, though. There we go.
No messing about. So I think he would have liked to have stayed on there to get through to that gate, but he's got to drop down through into there. There we go.
Yeah, we saw some different approaches there. Even Jack took the option to drop down and go back through the gate afterwards rather than trying to hold it up on
Yeah.
top.
Yeah. So A, B, and C for this one. So that's 2A. 2B's rolling down through there.
That's good. He's got it first time. He's still got a bit of time on his side here. Just over a minute to try and get some more gates here.
So on to gate number 3.
I think he can get himself 40 points here at least. He's got to be able to do that.
But look at that run up. Look at all those loose stones on the floor and the dust. That's going to play a part. Oh, see, he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to put too much power down because he'll likely cause wheel spins. And not enough power, you're not going to get to the top. So really getting that body weight forward. Love to see someone gap from there today.
Whoa!
Yes, he did! I was just saying it as well.
Oh my God.
I was just saying I'd love to see someone.
Jeff Hayes called it as well.
Oh, he called it as well. Jeff called it on the
done,
chat.
Jeff.
Well done.
Why didn't the 26 do that?
I don't know.
Maybe it's just too risky. Is Thomas up?
Ooh.
Going
So-
in with a bit of momentum.
No, going under doesn't. So he's going to take
He
the
was
dab.
going to go for an up to front.
He's going to
Side up to the dab, yeah.
side up to his foot. Look how impressive this is.
No, he went for
He
it.
went for it.
At least he can hold
See,
it on the pedal.
absolute respect for Thomas there. Perhaps he felt more comfortable landing on pedal. You know, landing on your foot. That is a tough one as it is.
Has he got time to get any more points? No, he got himself 30. Great ride from
Oh,
Thomas.
fantastic ride.
That gives him 80 points.
Yeah, so that's going to put him in tied with Robin the Chatty there.
We've still got Robin to go, so it shows they've got a good... The margin that Alejandro and Robin have got is just increasing a little bit.
Yeah. So it should be... Eloy will be next.
That gap, wow, incredible. He just
He was-
popped off enough.
I know, it's just as I saw it, like, oh, hang on, is someone going to get... Oh, he's
do
gone
it.
and done it, yeah.
It was almost like the cameraman was kind of goading him to do it. Like
Yeah.
he was right in the correct position.
I
there,
think
the
Thomas
camera
heard
operator.
me. We were that loud, he heard me all the way from the UK. Eloy Palau. So, rolling up to gate number 1. Oh yeah, back wheel just gripping there, holding it down, to drop down through there.
Oh, a little stylish manual out there.
Yeah. No points for style, unfortunately. It's all about. the
Yeah,
gates.
you could be quite clumsy in getting through these gates, but it doesn't really matter as long as you get through the gates and don't
Yeah.
put your foot down. Tyres stay in contact. Remember, the tyres are the only part of the bike that can be in contact with the floor or any of the obstacles.
So made it first time.
He's not going for the gap.
No. Gone for that conservative approach.
There's just, I think it's because of how big the gap is and how little you can land on it. Whereas at least if you go for this hook approach, you can have a little bit of time to think about it. Nice. That gets him the 30 points.
How is Eloy going to... Is he going to go for the side?
Is he going to go for the dab? I mean, even the dab is just as
I
commendable
know.
as
Thomas
going
is
for the side
a
op.
bit more of a risk taker.
Yep. Nearly went over, but just
That is so impressive, though.
a
Still,
slight
isn't
adjustment
it?
at the foot there, yeah, but he does get it. And that's given a lot of time. He's still got 30 seconds, just over 30 seconds to try and get the points elsewhere.
Here we go now. You can see just that ground. Look at all that loose stone. It's really going to make a difference.
What? Straight up to rear.
Rolling Frenchie. Just almost missed that gate at the bottom. So that's 40 points.
Now this is so much bigger a gap on the 20-inch. It goes. Yes.
That rock moved. That rock just moved. What is he going to get? 50? Is he going to get 50?
He just come up
points?
saying 50 there. I think that's going to update to 50 on our end as well. This was his ride. Some great control there. Some real time-conserving options there. And that might have allowed him just to sneak in those extra points there.
Yeah, thanks for clearing that, Ronnie. Yeah, we know that the gate is at the end of the log, but they still need to get up it. So, yeah, it's not the side up that gets them the points. It's the rolling at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shout. You can see, look, almost missed that gate as he dropped down. So, Borja Conejos now. Another Spanish rider.
Yeah, he's currently on 50, so he's going to have to get the same score that Aloy just got just to remain tied with Aloy. So Aloy has really put the pressure on for his Spanish colleagues there, other than Alejandro, who's got a good lead so far.
Yeah, rolled through. 10 points for Borja. Now onto the second gate.
I want to see what he does with the blocky section at gate number 3, because I feel like he might do something technical. He might be on for the gap. Who knows?
Yeah, Borja likes a big gap.
That's in Borja's warehouse, just powering up slopes like you
Didn't
always
go for the gap though.
Yeah, you always see clips of him on Instagram. They're always powering up those sort of ramps. You know, that's like his favorite
Look at that
thing.
toe, just so close. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the observers are just looking to see if any part of the body is going to be touching, and as Matt said there, that the toe, if it touches, would mean you're not going to be able to get the points for that gate.
I think Borja is going to go for the dab.
I think so
He
too.
really needs to be conservative with
After
this now.
seeing Aloy do it, I think that's kind of allowed it. Yep. Oh.
Wow, that was impressive as well. Just about kept it, so needs to try and go again.
I mean, do these guys not know how to go to pedal or chainstay? Like, because surely that could be a safer way, right? Can Andrew try, like, call up these guys and say, hey, I've got a technique you might be able to use. I can share it with you.
Yeah, I suppose it's definitely not something they want to practice.
But in this competition, it can make all the difference.
Yes.
Anyway, he's through, he switches. Looks like he's on to be able to get the same points as Aloy. Has he got the time? He's only got 10 seconds to do this final gate and get out. I don't know if he can do it.
Oh, yes! Ooh, so did he get 50? That's 50 points for Borja. He got the 50 he needed. Oh, just going onto the wrong side of the log, but it didn't matter. He made up for it.
Wow.
We've had different runs on every single rider so far. Not one as...
I find there is a lot more variation in the 20-inch. Like, it seems like 26 is a lot more fixed on what you can and can't do, and I think the 20-inch can get really creative there.
Yeah.
We've had a bit of a theoretical question in the comments, which is if the gates kind of act like a laser beam, you know, and it's on top of an obstacle, could they just ride under the obstacle? And I believe that's not. I think that's something that got amended.
Yeah, it was amended. You can't do that. Yeah, you've got to imagine it being a virtual line. Basically, the wheel's got to be over and through it.
Yeah.
No, you can't go under the gate. So, Robin a bit chatty now. Had a really good ride in the last section, so he's going to want to do the same thing. Oh, almost missing the B gate.
But just having that control there, just to tailor it. If there's anyone who my money is on, can get that humongous side up, bounce him, whatever, it's this guy.
I wonder if he'll gap it.
Yeah, again, can he? No, he's straight
they
down.
it's a much more conservative way. Getting into that hook. How's he going to do it? Switch to back. Yeah, easily done.
Right, Robin. Is he going to bounce him? We've seen him do humongous stuff all over.
Because
doing it from static.
They have to because of the tape, though, don't they?
Is he going to bounce
I reckon
him?
he's going to side up it. Yeah, he's actually going to do it.
Or
He's
is he
going to do the other side.
This is the bouncing, surely. Yeah. Oh.
See, he doesn't like to dab. Good for you. I mean, he's going for it. Go on, Robin.
He can go much bigger with this, but the disadvantage is...
Oh, he's only gone and done it.
Yeah, but
no, because now he's got to get up the
Now
top.
he can hook up the block now.
Yes, he can.
Yes, because he's got through the gate on the log. Oh, no. After all of that, that was so good. Has he got time to get through the rest of it? Come on.
He's put on a show, that's for sure. Come on. Like, 15 seconds to go. Rolling through there, so he needs to get another 10 points. He's got to get another 10 points. Is he going to be out of time? So close. I don't know if he's got it. They've called it. He seems to be... he got the 50. Yeah, I think he got the 50. We're just waiting for the points.
Yeah, it's up there
Yep,
on our end as
it
well,
has.
50, yeah.
So that'll...
So that puts him currently as race leader. We still have Alejandro to go in hand on this section. He's the last rider to go through on section 3.
Alejandro's
We
going to
can
need...
then update you on that.
He's going to need 50 to get ahead, Alejandro. No, he needs to get the same as what they did, just to stay ahead.
That's such a shame of Robin. He could have got a clean score there had he just not on the hook. That was the hook.
Yeah.
The easier thing for him.
He actually nailed the trickiest part. But there you go. There's no risk, no reward.
Alejandro Montalvo, current world champion. Since he's had that play carbon bike, he has been so consistent and just getting better and better every year. Stylish manual down there. Yeah, he's riding the fully carbon play. Some of the riders have aluminium bikes, and it just obviously has a bit more flex and give to the bike, which can sometimes help spring you up a little bit. The carbon is obviously a lot more solid and responsive, so when you power through, you're not losing any power on the gaps. First time needs that. Doesn't go for the gap.
Yeah, and three of the riders riding the same bike in these finals with the clean.
I think when you saw Thomas, the way he sort of pinged off that gap, it was very, a little bit out of control almost.
Just pure power.
Wow, but that was control. Alejandro, what's he going to do? He's lining up for the side up.
I think he's going to dab.
I think that too. He's already got a good margin, so by going for a side hop, it could jeopardize that. He needs to get through this and ideally get a gate or two afterwards. Or is he? Yeah.
Yeah, really controlled up to his foot there as well. So
he's got 30 seconds now to try and get these next two gates.
Yes, if he gets to 50, he'll carry on in the lead. But if he only gets 40, that will put Robin in the lead. So he's going to have to go for a second attempt. Only 17 seconds left.
Lovely switch through along the beam. Now that gets him onto the 40 points. Hooking in now. And he's out. I think that's him on the 50 points. Did that go through? Did that?
It did.
Allowed it.
So he just kept the lead by 10 points there. So that's good. Now moving on to section number 4. Probably the trickiest section that we've heard from feedback from the riders. The trickiest section. Even we said earlier, it caught out Jack Carthy earlier. Just that little wall. So lots of room for mistakes here. But these riders aren't going to want to make any mistakes. So Lucien Lesser now for Switzerland, taking a bit more of a run up to start off, and that's because they've got to make their way up the slide. So that was A. B is through here and sees the top of that. Now the wheels being slightly smaller, you'd think they might have a bit more room in this hook, but look at the size of the gap. Oh, yeah, wow.
It's really difficult to see, but there is a slim bit of wood in the top of this pipe here. We're going to see if we can try and get a shot of it, but it's basically means they have to go at this really side-on angle and have to turn as they switch up.
He's held it.
I don't think he's done.
Oh, what?
I would say that went over the marker, but maybe the observer saw different.
Yeah, it's tough from where we are. They are closer up, but now this, unbelievable. Look at the space you've got to get up. Just that little... And
you can't fall to the left or right as there is tape on either side of that. Oh, no, Lucien.
Our first crash in the 20 inches like that.
Wow,
went for it, respect.
Yeah. So he gets the 10 points there. That puts him on 80 points. That's section 4.
Yeah, we can see Thomas now, last minute breather before he plows on through. Eloy in the background staying warm. It's probably one of the hardest things for a lot of these riders is, you know, each rider going one at a time. If you stop and cool down, you know, that's it. You've got to stay warm. You've got to stay on it. It's just a bit like keeping the tyres warm in a car. Oh, it's a bit of a recovery there. You see Thomas's face. Even he was like, oh dear. So, no stranger to a power move, Thomas. See, he's starting with his back wheel off. He's going to switch straight for the gap now. Yeah, so wheels really jammed in there. You can see some of the circumference edge sort of disappearing, using as much of the gate as he possibly can. How's he going to get to this? He needs to get both wheels up onto that.
Yeah, you can't see it from this angle, but inside of that pipe there is the front of his wheel, just to the right, in fact, is a beam, like a 2x4 that's been cut down to go inside of that pipe. So if he tries rolling forward, he will bash into that piece of wood.
Look at the flex going on as well with that bike, using all of the wheel.
Oh, it just takes the dab there.
Yeah.
So the penalty point, just because the bash plate, the area under the bottom bracket, contacted the top of the obstacle.
So no points so far, because, you know, unfortunately...
These are hard work, these sections.
Yeah, this is what they're saying. This is the most difficult one.
Thomas is going to bounce into this.
Okay. I reckon he's front to back in it. Yeah, trying to get. Yeah, he's trying to, because you know if you only have one wheel with the contact, there's one less wheel to worry about it.
No,
he's out too.
Just goes out too. This has probably been the most sort of, I'd say, cleverly designed, contentious stopper of a section. You can see Alejandro just looking in the background, that climbing wall that's been put in here. It's such a clever design of section, and it's really having to force the riders to think about this in an entirely different way.
Yeah, we know Andre's going to be missing out on this section. It's probably would be his favourite. Quite a keen climber. Actually, a lot of trials riders are keen climbers, actually, I'd say. Very similar. So, Eloy Palau now for Spain. You know, getting that run up for the slide. To slide up.
Yeah, Eloy and Borja currently in the tied third position.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit grayer there as well, so they're going to want to try and get this done before any of the weather kinds to hit out. You can just see the angle their bikes are at.
He's going a bit more straighter though.
Now
over to the next
he's
beam.
hopped over to the wood. That's where I think you need to get. That's where Thomas was struggling to get the back wheel up. Eloy now is going to. What's he going to approach? Starting on 2, rolling. This is quite, I would say, disgusting. Like, it's so tough. Really, really tricky. Oh, I think he got it.
Did you see that little tweak?
Tweak.
Wow.
Twist.
That was a, what is it? It's a whip, isn't it? It's
yeah. Other bikers would call it like a whip, yeah. So, now let's see what the 20 inches do with this move. So, they've got to go down onto that black.
They're going to imitate. This is similar to what Charlie did. I wonder though, his front wheel went around that gate though, did it not?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see that in the replay. I don't think.
I must say
they've given it, but
yeah, that's a tough one because technically you're dropping the back wheel through. But he's through. Yes.
Yeah, observer's decision is final. They are there. They are seeing it better. Maybe it's just an angle that I'm seeing here.
Yeah. This one looks tricky.
This is awesome. What? We've never seen an obstacle like this.
No.
This is great.
Oh!
Yeah, so he
That's
gets
a
the 5
5.
there. So if you're not too sure on what the rules of the sport are, it's because his frame crossed over that gate. If you, again, I've said it before, but if you imagine that there's laser beams pointing up from those gates, his bike has crossed over that. Think of it like a gate. You have to pass through it, not over
Yeah,
it.
there's like posts either side is one way I tried to look at it too. If it was a post, you couldn't go through the post like that. So, very unfortunate there for Eloy, but what a fantastic effort. Now the next Spanish rider, Borja Conejos, is our third rider in section number 4. So how is Borja going to hook this? Is he going to get his front wheel over that bit of woods? He saw Eloy do it. Is it going to be the same? Yes.
Yeah, look, you can see how he's actually moving his pedal back
Yeah.
to almost beyond 12 o'clock position to really clear it.
Yeah, he wants to be safe, not to get...
I did see a tiny touch there, but again, like...
Soon we'll have microphones on the bikes, won't
Yeah.
we? Ting! Right. Haven't...
Did he...
Oh, he's just got through it. Just.
Yeah. Yeah, so when Eloy whipped it, that wasn't for style. That's because the axle must pass through.
Yeah. He actually got the back
And
axle
technically,
through.
yeah, the frame can't pass through, but it's difficult to observe that.
So, observer nearly getting knocked over there.
They do get so close, these observers,
I
don't
know.
they?
Here we go.
Hold
He's going to
it.
drop down to it. Yeah,
Yes.
look, that's the way it should be done.
That was the Charlie roll
And he
straight
gaps
into the
straight
hook.
into that. Great section from Borja. Fantastic ride there. 30 points.
I've been updated on the correct vernacular of the holds. They're holds or volumes, climbing volumes. Thank you, Andre, in the comments for that. Obviously, we're not on the...
Yeah.
Yes!
Lovely
Yeah,
work.
using the dab there.
Yeah, had to.
At least that's quite grippy on the feet, I
Now,
imagine. They
this
look
is
like
what-
gripping holds.
I want to see them get to the end because the pencil is the last gate and it looks ridiculous. So now from there up to there and then up to the big cylinder.
Wow!
What's the time? What has he got?
I don't think he's got it.
He can only get the 50 anyway. Sorry, the 40.
Incredible.
Oh, we're just going to
Incredible.
wait for the final scoring from Borja there. What did he get? So that was section 430, they're saying. No, got the 40 points.
Wow. There we go. Needs that.
So that puts him so far on par with Alejandro and just ahead of Robin Bacciatti, but they both still have to go on this section.
Yep.
So unless they fail miserably...
Oh, taking a second go there, Robin. Yeah.
Got to be careful not to put his front axle back through that line because that would be a 5 after that. It's all right, nice little hiccup to start, but maybe it's just a little wake-up call sometimes. I think he's going to do the same here. Probably no messing about. Straight to the wood.
Yeah.
See, they've seen the other riders and how they're doing. Up to back
I
wheel.
think it slightly favours the right foot forward.
Right, how will Robin do it? I think from static.
I think some sort of a bounce into front, and then he can sort of modulate his way through. Yeah.
Ooh,
Then
got to
you
be
can-
careful there.
You can push your way through, and then you can, importantly, back out of it in case you do get it wrong. He switches.
Wow!
Wow!
Oh my!
The hold on
stood
that.
clapping.
That is, the angle of that is perfect. The camera operator got that awesome. That just...
Robin has put on the
Incredible.
best show for us today, I have to
Yeah.
say. Really showboating some of this, but no points for this next part of the section on these wall hold or wall volumes.
No, out there.
Oh, no.
He took the dab when he was at the top there.
He just lost it as well. That's so unfortunate as well. He was... Oh, how's that going to put the scores now? So... We'll wait for this to refresh my screen. Come on. Techno.
Alejandro's just getting in place here, so he's got the good lead.
Just waiting for the
here.
technology. Come on. Yeah, the technology's been a bit slow, but what a fantastic... Here we go. Here's that.
This is the shot.
Look
This
at that balance.
defines the
One-footed. He kicked with 1 foot.
That is the most incredible hold I've ever seen.
That is the move of the day so
Yeah.
far. Move of the day goes to
That
Roland
might have
Bacciatti.
defined this season, I think. Like,
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
No, just...
here we go. Alejandro Montalvo now into the section. Straight up the slide. Camera side up there. I think he should have no trouble on this hanging hook. He's over to the next bit of wood there. There we go. That's the shot of the wood. So great work there. You can see the wood that's actually stopping some of the riders here. So it's a very interesting use of it there.
Yeah, come on, Alejandro now. We see how tough it was for some of these riders. Robin making it through just by a small balance point. Come on, Alejandro.
What's Alejandro going to do?
He's
here?
taking a bit more of a
bounce.
run up, isn't he?
Wow.
Rolling the front
Just
through.
slid straight through. That is beautiful work.
He loves a narrow approach, doesn't he? Look at these. Just
hold it. Yeah.
Oh, you can see it's so narrow. He's just got to get 2 wheels up. There we go.
And then is he going to put the front wheel down on that first hold up the top there?
I don't know if the bike's long enough, is it?
I think it is. Yeah, it is. You can get
Just though, if you were to look, he's only going to be on the edge. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah, you can get the front wheel dropping down to that other bit.
Yeah. I wonder if you can get like a little cheeky slide down the wall. I don't know if it goes. Like it. Oh, what a save!
Wow, he really did save it. He's got to get through.
Didn't realise there's not any tape up there. There's only tape on that top bit.
So they can.
Incredible.
Interesting how they go through that gate down the bottom though. But we'll move on to the next one. Beautifully done. Watching the tape on the other side dropping off. Into that. He's actually gone for the hooking approach. Gapping through. Wonderful. 40 points for Alejandro so far.
Yeah, he's currently the race leader on 180 points. And unless he got any more points there, that puts him 30 points ahead of Robin Bachati, who is in second place with 150. Borja Canecos in third place with 140 points. Eloy Palau 120, with Thomas Peckacker in the fifth and Lucien sixth.
Yeah, so that was a really good run from Alejandro there. He hasn't done anything less than 40 points in each section.
Yeah.
Whereas the other riders, lower ones, we've got sort of 30s and.
Yeah, that's going to secure him. I think if we get a tie scenario going on here.
Yeah.
So that I think I can fairly confidently say that he's going to be. Unless he makes a mistake in this last section, I think Alejandro is going to be our race winner here.
Moving on to the 5th and final section. Lucien Lesser
of Switzerland.
So,
he's just here to just kind of enjoy himself now.
and it is good to see a home rider in the mix, you know, especially that they would have put so much work into building this course. All of the Swiss team that have done it, all the locals and all the businesses that have contributed to sponsor it. So great shout.
No,
oh no,
they didn't get the 10 points even. So brutal.
that's a 0 for Lucien.
Such difficult ones. Great ride though. Fantastic to see a Swiss rider in a Swiss World Cup. Just representing that the sport is more than just the Spanish and the British. Great European crowd here. And remember, there were 16 countries that took place in this World Cup. Predominantly all from Europe, but we had the USA representing, as well as Chile and Japan. This was a bit of a stopper of a section with the 26-inch. It was only Jack Carthy who was able to get all the way through and clean this section. And many of the other riders of the 26-inch just got stopped on the first and second obstacles. So,
will it be the only clean we see? We'll find out. Got high hopes for Thomas now in this section. A lot of power going on. So you see, there's just some large gaps to come.
yeah, so Thomas can't make his way onto podium now, so he's purely riding just for everyone else's enjoyment and obviously his own.
He's going to
personal
gap
progression.
it.
Oh God,
course.
what's he going to do? Down to that
I
one.
thought he was going to gap from there then.
Although he's got himself in a bit of a pickle now.
Yeah, he's got to come back. So
He almost looked like he wanted to do the big gap. I agree with you, Matt.
I think he was looking at it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. He's no stranger just to go. You often you go, you're going to gap that. He goes, I'll see when I'm there. You know, I'll decide when I get there, sort of thing. So
Yeah, all the
Come on,
26-inch
look at
riders
the
got to
size.
there.
go on, Thomas. Oh no!
0 points for Thomas as well.
Very unfortunate there for Thomas. So, as you say there, he was just riding for fun.
Yeah, that puts him in 5th place. He got the same score as Lucien, but he had one more higher score, which was 20 points in the first section. They were tied both on 30s. They both had 2 30s each. but he had a 20. In
Yeah,
the first
just
section.
little shrug like, hey, I tried my best. We love you still, Thomas. Everyone loves you. Thomas the
Still
Tank,
qualifying.
the most experienced finalist in today's mix. A previous world champion.
Eloy Palau is on 120 points, so he still has the opportunity to get on a podium, but he's going to need to get a high score here to really guarantee it. If he gets 20 points, he'll be tied with Borja, but obviously Borja's 20 points ahead of him. So what can he do?
Oh,
bridging
slightly
it.
different approach. Nice little bridge there.
Yep, he'll switch up to rear.
Compose himself.
Is he looking at the gap as well?
No. He is from that gap, though. Look, it's tiring on the back wheel, though.
I heard that.
Definitely heard a
that,
bash
yeah.
there. So no points. No points for that one so far. Now, how the 26-inch was struggling here.
They've put a block on top.
Ah, you can see
Yeah.
there. That's what his front wheel is just hooked over.
Yeah. Yeah, VB, that doesn't stand for Vera Baron, who won the Elites earlier on. That stands for Valbirse, where the competition's taking place in Switzerland. Some
Yeah.
fantastic design of section building here.
Real life Mario Kart.
Mushrooms.
You know, the colours, the mushrooms, the wavy hills, probably representing the mountains there. Come on, Eloy. You can see they've got a little bit of a run up from that beam, but it's not a lot.
Yes.
There we go, switching through. Lovely.
So this is one of the sections got the least amount of sub-gates. There was only 11 if you count all the sub-gates in total.
You can see he's got to get to the top of that rock now. Look at look at that, like a pinpoint. I reckon he's going to use one of these bits of wood here.
Yeah, this is just a gate 4 though. So
Look. Do you see that?
Wow.
Yeah, yes, I knew it. I called it. I called it. He said it, yes. So now he's got to do this huge gap.
that's like the Borja line, isn't it? Now the
Yeah.
rear wheel does stick when it gets there, so I think he can do it. It did stick with the 26, not so much with the 20s.
Little twist of the bars when he got there as well.
Twisty McTwist. He's got himself the 50 points, so he's currently pushed himself into a podium position here. But it all depends on the remaining riders as to whether he can hold that podium.
Oh, what? That looks really horrible with that run up too.
You can only use that beam. It's just too tall otherwise. He's asking the crowd to get behind him.
Look at that run up. So difficult.
Oh, he can do it though. He's there.
I think he's out of time.
Yep.
Great run from Eloy there.
Eloy Palau, what a fantastic ride of him. So he's currently made himself into the top 3 position. Will he hold it though? That will all depend on the riders to come. So this was it. This could have given him a bit more of a lead had he not just gone down. You can't quite see it from the angle, but it was audible. You could see the observers putting it up. That block of wood now helping, but just the rear wheel just in place in the V. Still quite a tight one.
Looks really composed. And that move there, using that bit of wood at a slant angle, that is using every bit of the course. And you can see just slipping there.
Yeah, so he finished the competition on 150 points. Borja Canecos is currently on 140. So
it is still a battle in the top 4 here, really.
yeah, if Borja gets himself 10 points, he will guarantee himself 3rd place here. So if he gets this gate, he's guaranteed the 3rd place.
He's in through with a nice pace.
No hand goes up. There you go. That's it. He's just knocked Eloy out of the podium position.
Right, it's a battle. It's a battle now for the top
Can he get
3.
any more further? I don't think he can quite get to the...
Good pace so far. No messing about. Yeah, Noah, we already are, don't worry. Your question in the chat, we will be at the European Championships. We've been booked. So
In Aarhus, yes.
In Aarhus.
Great venue in Aarhus.
great to see you on the chat as well, Noah. I hope you're doing well. All right. Here we go. Is he going to... Oh, yeah, no, he did get through that nice. I was just thinking
Straight
then, is he
gap
going
there
to
to 3B. So, yeah, he's got himself to 30 points. So he's climbing now. He's on 170 points. Currently in the 2nd position now.
using that same technique as Eloy? We didn't quite see it.
That is a very Borja move.
Now
using
let's see
features around.
this gap. Yeah, all of the shindig will be there, Noah. All right, here we go. Just holding it. Yeah, I thought he might have to take a dab. His front wheel was not quite there.
Yeah, there's nothing on the top gripping that front wheel, unfortunately.
We haven't seen a rider get through this section part, this gate yet. So 30 seconds to go.
He needs to bank this if he wants to get a bit of a lead on Robin. Yes!
He's gone and done it.
Now, that gets him, I believe, into it could be 50 points there. He's happy with that. He knows he's on the podium, but exactly where
40
will determine.
No, we're getting 50 points on the screen there, so I think that will put him.
2 more riders to go. Yeah, that should put him on 190 points. Robin Pachatti is currently on 150.
He's going to want to at least get the same score as Borja here, really.
Yeah, this has really put the pressure on here.
Yeah, so that was 50. 190 now total for Borja. 2 riders left to go with Robin Pachatti on 150 and Alejandro on 180. So Borja is solidly at least 3rd position.
Yeah. It just depends on what these two do. This is how we are deciding.
I really want to see Robin do well here. He's really put the effort down in these finals, and he's just taken more risks. He's really gone for it. I think he really deserves it today.
Yeah.
Front to back first. I think we'll see Alejandro do the same thing.
Now that time is good. That's going to give him a lot of time.
140 left to go.
Nicely on the V.
Yeah, you can see just that flex there with them onto back wheel as well. A little bit more control. He's in good time. It's a great start from Robin. Fantastic start. Taking quite a run up, actually. Instead of starting back, he's going to have to... he's taking quite a bit of a run up here, look. And he's going to have to turn. Oh, yeah, maybe a bit too fast. He's going to start a little bit closer now. So, Robin... He's got... Oh, my goodness!
Wow.
Talk about putting on a show. You don't need to go to front. He could put his back wheel on the middle part of that B letter.
Yeah. Robin needs to get another 3 gates at least. Wow! The leverage going through there.
Oh my! Just serious respect for Robin right now.
Yeah.
And is he going to do the same technique, or is he going to roll straight to the top?
Straight
to the top. So 35 seconds left. Oh, he's going to have to come back. Don't go back. Oh.
Where's he going?
How is he going to attack the top now, though?
There was a kicker on this.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, because he already went through that, didn't hold it.
No.
So that's 40 points for him, which puts him...
I believe that gets going to give him 3rd. We might just update our scores.
Once this updates here...
Yeah, Robin Pachatti, I think he's tied on points with Borja.
So look at that, gap to front,
switch
into back.
Great ride. Yeah, he's tied on points with Borja, but Borja they both got the same amount of 50s.
Oh, yeah. So it'll be who got the most 40s?
No, they both got the same amount of 40s.
They're identical scoring. That might be down to the time.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting. We'll get back to you on that total scoring there, but
they're both tied for 2nd, basically.
Yes.
Assuming that Alejandro does not get 10 points. If Alejandro gets 10 points, he's bagged 1st place. That's all he needs to get the gold medal in this first round of the UCI World Cup.
And we're off. The final rider in the final section, Alejandro Montalvo. Look at that composure when he's just waiting. Really well calculated, this rider. Will he do the same?
Very quick.
Yeah, very fast.
That's it, done. He's got the gold.
Yeah. But he doesn't finish like that. He's going to go as far as he possibly can just to really solidify his win and get ahead. Beautiful. Now we've seen taking a similar run up to Robin, a little bit more and turning in. Seems a bit more relaxed now. He knows he's kind of got the win, but
I think he can do this. I think he can get the full 60 points here.
It would be nice to see a rider get all the way through, just to really...
If he gets the full 60 points here, he'll have the same score as Jack Carthy in the 26s. Which just shows you just the level that the 20-inch can ride at now.
Right, let's see. We haven't... Not riders cleaned it yet.
I think he's a bit apprehensive about how he's going to stick. He's seen some people stick, some people not. Yes!
He knew he had to switch straight to the back wheel. 40 points then.
I think he almost had like a nod of like, oh, that was kind of the thing.
50 points now. Right, he's going to want his 30 seconds to get the last gate. I think he's going to want to clean this. We need to see at least one clean. Come on, boys. Oh, yeah, might want to lift the front wheel up a little bit more. You can just see that takeoff there.
Oh, come on. Come on, Alejandro. We know you can do it. He's in. No.
That's a 5.
Just went over the flag there. It don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
He's already won it.
Here he is, your winner of the World Cup. Round 1. Listen to him. World Cup, round 1.
He's set the pace. The pace is on. Remember, the World Cup is a series of 3 competitions. It's how consistent you can be over those 3. Sometimes there's more competitions in the World Cup series, but it goes to Alejandro. Wow.
And just so we've got confirmation here, actually. So Robin Pachatti and Borja Canales, exact same score, which means they'll refer to the semi-finals, which does mean Robin was second.
Yeah, Robin was second in the semi-finals.
He qualified second, so we can see. I'm not sure why.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, but where's the scores? Oh no,
they're probably going to change that. We're about to find out here. But from what we've been told,
I'm sure there'll be a full podium presentation on this, so we probably won't.
But here you can see Alejandro giving his teammate Marty Rueda, Spanish teammate, a big old hug. He's going to be very happy. He's been working very hard. So let's have a look at some of these highlights from Alejandro now. You can see some of the composure in his head. Look, using
also
that little...
taking the... even though Borja didn't... Okay, we'll call it the Aloy line, because Aloy did it first. But it's normally something that Borja would think of, I guess.
And then this gap, he knew he had to get the front really far forward. So like there, back just slipping, then recovers.
I can't believe how well he held that.
I think he knew the back was gonna slip a little bit, you know. He prepared, he saw, there's the benefit of watching the other riders, you know.
Yeah.
So not quite getting a clean score. So not one rider in the final with a clean score there. So you can just see on the flags in the background how windy it really was, and what a close race it's been.
Yeah, stay tuned, because here we go. That's the modified scoreboard. So yeah, thank you for Andre for just clarifying that for us. So Alejandro Montalvo in first, 220 points. Robin Pachatti and Borja Canecos tied exactly the same points in all the sections. They got the same amount of 50s, same amount of 40s, 30s, 20s, but it goes down to the semi-final scoring where Robin had a higher score, so he gets himself silver. Great work, mate. And Borja Canecos, third place. Eloy Palau, 150 points. And then you have Thomas Pekaker, 80. Lucien Letzer on 80 as well.
What a fantastic final that was, really. And good to see, the Frenchman splitting up the Spanish there. Robin Bachatti there in second position. Just missing out last year in the World Cup. We saw him do some incredible moves and showing why he's within the top 3 from today's finals. That was exciting. Yeah. I know I've got a whole seat here, but I'm only using the edge. Oh, it was very, very cool.
I'm sure we're going to have a few words of Alejandro as well at some point, so stay tuned for that. And this time round, we should also be able to get a rider presentation. So everyone on the stage accepting their medals for this first round of the Trials World Cup. Other dates to put in your calendar. I'm just going to get a bit of a highlight here. We'll let this play out so you can see
And enjoy some of the highlights of these finals, and we'll be back with you very, very shortly.
Alejandro Montalvo now.
Yes.
Congratulations,
Head down to Danny
Alejandro.
Paramount.
You are back again to the top of the podium of the World Cup. What has been the tricky section today to secure the first winning at the World Cup?
Well, yeah, I'm very happy to take the win here in Valbirse. To be honest, I don't think there was no session for that. I just be patient. I try to do my best from the start until the end, and yeah, try to be on my best shape, right at my level, and yeah, just wait.
Stupid mistakes take you out last year from the top of the podium, from the first position. So now seems that you are come stronger. Something changed from the last season to improve your performance?
Well, I always training. I like to train. I like to improve. My focus always is to improve. So I don't think there is nothing very big change, but always I try to improve my weak point. I think my performance there was also good. I just be a bit unlucky, but yeah, I'm happy with my performance and my improvement from last year.
Ahora en español. Has vuelto de nuevo al liderato de la Copa del Mundo 2025. Un circuito complicado el de aquí en Suiza. ¿Ha habido alguna zona en especial que te ha ayudado a coger este liderato? ¿Alguna cosa a comentar?
Bueno, la verdad es que ha sido un trial muy similar desde principio hasta final. Yo sabía que tenía que ser paciente, que no se podían marcar grandes diferencias en ninguna zona. El trial no funciona así, hay que ser paciente y bueno, la verdad es que estoy muy contento de mi rendimiento, de haber ganado esta primera Copa del Mundo y de colocarme líder de la general de la Copa del Mundo.
Perfecto, muchas gracias y felicidades.
Gracias a vosotros.
That was your winner of today's 20-inch finals, Alejandro Montalvo. Made up for some of the mistakes, as Danny mentioned, from last year. And what a competition it's been. I've certainly thoroughly enjoyed going through and sharing this with all of you. Make sure as well you guys check us out on the socials with type Shindig Media on Google or the Shindig on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, check out our website, and any support is of course welcome. And we'll be you can see here is the last top 3 riders.
Yeah, so each of these riders have their own respective Instagrams. They love to show you how they train, how hard they work to get to this position each year. We're going to give you some important dates as well, because this is the first World Cup in the series of World Cups that are happening this year with the UCI trials. So next one, we're going to be in Poland in the first weekend of August. That begins on August 1st. And in September, we'll be in Cordon, France. That begins on Friday, the 12th of September, with a live stream happening on the 14th of September.
Yeah, and a big shout out to all of the crew, anyone that's listening to us, anyone that's watching, anyone on behind the scenes. There's a whole team of people that's put this together, from the sound engineers, from the videographers, from the cameramen down on the ground, from the audio men down on the ground. There's a whole team of resources that none of you will get to see or hear, and because of them, this is why this was such a successful World Cup. So a big shout out to that crew. And you've had your winners for round number 1. So still 2 more rounds to go and left of this year's season. But for now, you've had round number 1 in Switzerland. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as myself and Tom have.